Welcome everybody to the King of Kings Shotgun Sit Down Week 14. Week 14 edition. The last week of the regular season for fantasy. Playoffs, they start next week.
Feels like we just started.
Football season always flies. And you know what? It's unbelievable to me right now. I'm sitting here and I'm amazed. What the hell happened to the best of the best division?
Talk about a facelift. Unbelievable.
Everything shuffled. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. You know, your division, it's set. You know, you got Nuno at top, you in second, Kenny in third, Kevin in last place. Sorry, bro. But, like, it's set in your, like, everything's set in order. There could be a little bit of change, but it's not chaos. Best of the best division, it's chaos. Here comes Keith, worst record, and now he's from worst to first?
First.
Worst to first?
Don't sleep on Keith.
I got backed up out of first place into second. We'll get into the implications later for the playoffs. But right now...
Just tell them about your matchup, Mike, against the coach.
Listen to me. I'm not going to lie to you, Keith. I love you. I do. But what you did to me this week, it wasn't right. Honestly, I feel violated. My asshole hurts right now. I feel like Ron Jeremy and John Holmes got together, put a little Eazy-E in the disc player, and while I'm riding that ass, scream and shout, you know,
wow.
And they just took it to me. Because that's what my ass feels like right now.
That's open, bro.
I've gotten blown out by Keith 197 to 90. 107 points.
You got beat by more than what you scored.
Yeah.
Wow, shit.
I mean, to me that's crazy. Oh, by the way, my manners. I forgot to introduce our new set. You know, got rid of the old table.
I like to switch it up a little bit.
Like to switch up. A little bit of class, a little bit of relaxation.
You know,
but yeah.
A little Good Morning America,
Yeah.
I'd say. You know what I'm saying? Just sit on the couch.
But here's my thing. 197 to 90. I'm embarrassed by that. I am flat out embarrassed. You know, and people are like, oh, you know, people could say, oh, well, if he didn't make that trade with Kevin, you know, listen to me. I took out Chris Johnson. I took out Rob Gronkowski. I took out Vincent Jackson. Took out all their points, left those 3 empty spots with zeros, and he still beat me. So you know what? The trade didn't matter. I don't care. I'm not going to cry about the trade. His team came to play. My team, 90 points. You know what my team did? My team became the Boston Red Sox. All right? They're right up there. They're scoring points. Then they make it when they're ready for the playoffs. You know, we bring them to the park, ready to play, fired up. They decide they want to go eat chicken and drink beer and just mail it in. That's what my team did. It mailed it in. You know, I would love to sit here and tell you every single score. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that my team did that. 90 points. That's sad. Keith, congratulations, bro. I, from day one, said you were going to be eliminated. And you came back, fought, and you're, right now, leading the division. Keith, congrats. But everybody else in my division, now I'm headhunting.
Them is fighting words, you hear? Now, Mike, got the big bad bus against me, the Dartmouth Disciples. Now, I got a mouthful about this game. Okay, first, let me tell you the score. 134 to 151. Now, Brady finished the game with 42 points. They took it back and called a touchdown, a lateral. So I got -6 points. My running back, Matt Forte, first quarter, 1 point instantly right off the bat like he's supposed to. Gets hurt. Nearly a season ending. Okay? Michael Bush getting shut out, just like DeMarco Murray did to you. Okay? So that secondary pickup right there was shut out. The whole team, you know, the whole Raiders team was shut out for a while. You know what I'm saying? But if you just give me half of Matt Forte's projection, keep Tom Brady's touchdown, and even still keeping Michael Bush at 6 points, I would have beat you, Kenny. They projected us pretty close for a while, and I only had 8 players playing. And to boot, my kicker, the Dirty Nugget, had 1 measly point, and they stripped him of that too. But I'm not going to hate on Kenny. Kenny, your team blew up, for the exception of Vernon Davis and Benson. You know, you had enough to beat me. A loss is a loss. But, like I said, due to injury, I lost. You know? So that makes me, Mike, my first 2 round picks gone with injuries. Jamal Charles, Matt Forte.
Matt Forte hurt you. Like, going into the playoffs, I looked at it, and I'm like, Nuno's team, the way it's playing.
But listen to me.
The only team that I looked at and says it can go toe-to-toe with Nuno was, for me, was your team.
And
now with Matt Forte,
but listen, Matt Forte, if you look carefully, since half season, it's been 13 to 20 points, which is, I could deal with that. You know, put it this way, that's equivalent with Darren Sproles. So that doesn't eliminate me completely. I just gotta hope Darren Sproles can put up those consistent 13 to 20 points for me to compete with Nuno. You know what I'm saying? And Mike, now
what I'm saying is to have Matt Forte and then to put in your offensive player Darren Sproles, it gives you that option. It gives you depth. Like right now, yeah, you're replacing Forte with Sproles, but Forte in the playoffs could have been big for you. I mean, that's just a devastating loss at the end of the season.
Mike, what did I do right when it happened? You were at the hospital. I called your ass. I was devastated, guy.
You know, that's a tough loss, especially like when you're right. If you lose a player in the beginning of the season, midway through the season, it is what it is. When you lose a high caliber player the week before the playoffs, it's devastating. And it doesn't matter, even if you get wins out of it, just it aggravates you. Like you look at it like all this time, and now when I'm gonna need him, now I lose him. It's just frustrating.
Seeing that number 1 near his name is the oddest. It's so odd, I can't even explain it.
Well, on this one, we'll actually get into the points because it was actually a very close game. You know, Eli Manning putting up 39 for the Bucs. Cedric Benson with 5. Mike Wallace with 18. Hakeem Nicks, nice game for him, 27 points. Des Bryant with 22. Vernon Davis with 8. Jordy Nelson 13. The Packers D with 11. Mason Crosby with 8. On your team, what did you guys put up?
Like I said, it was 42. They dropped it to 38. Tom Brady. Michael Bush, 6. Matt Forte, 1. Brandon Marshall, double. I'll take it, 10. Victor Cruz, got a little less looks than Knicks, 18 though. Antonio Gates, 13. Reggie Bush, 16. My 49ers, shutout, 29. And my kicker, 0. So do the math if I would have kept my running back.
Right now it's a 17-point difference.
Okay. Add 6 to that. 11 points. If I would have got just 11 out of his projected 23, not even counting my kicker getting 0. But you know what, Kenny? It is what it is. Football has injuries. They're pretty consecutive. They're pretty consistent. You won. No need to cry about it. You won. Congratulations.
Next, The world champion against the short circuit. I sat there and I'm like, he's going to pull off the upset.
Yep, me too.
In the first couple of games, I'm like, he's going to pull off an upset. Cam Newton, 46 points. Maurice Jones-Drew with 30. And then right there, it's Dwayne Bowe with 8. Brandon Lloyd with 4. Andre Johnson with 13. Aaron Hernandez with 11. Deshaun Jackson with 7. Texans defense with 12. Dan Bailey with 10. Totaling up 141 points. And it was looking good. And then
Nuno,
the short circuit, put up monster points. What did the circuit do?
Well, Drew Brees, 46. Ray Rice, 31. Percy Harvin, 36.
Hold on. Who?
Percy Harvin.
Percy Harvin. Percy friggin' Harvin. That little bastard, that little niglet. I'm sorry, and it's not going to get edited out either. But listen to me. Percy Harvin, this little guy who couldn't even play last season because, I have a migraine. I have a migraine. I got to miss 8 weeks of the season because I have a migraine. Put up 36 points.
Craig Jennings, 22. Wes Welker, matching that with a 22. Tony Gonzalez, which with the game the Porn Boy had, I'm surprised he still put up 17. LaShawn McCoy, 28. Patriots D, 8. And his kicker also, goose egg.
Now, the really sad part is, what was Nuno's total?
213.
213 points, and your kicker had a 0. That's just...
You go back in the records, Mike, in the archives. You said it yourself. Jamal Charles getting hurt in the first quarter, and the Document Disciples still putting up 205 points.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That's just it's a monster game to have to build momentum going into the playoffs. But yeah, I'll look at it straight out and I'll say, Ray Rice putting up 31, whatever. Percy Harvin shouldn't have 36 points. 13, maybe 15, 36?
Well, it happened. Congrats, Nuno. You're officially clinched the division.
Yeah, big news. I'm sorry. He spoiled it. I was going to have my whole little thing about the standings in a bit. But yeah, with this win, Nuno has and Steve's lost. Nuno clinched the division. It's over. He's going to have a first round bye no matter what happens. An interesting note, Nuno right now is 12 and, no, sorry. He's 11 and 2 right now. He has a chance
to beat the Earl all-time record.
To be 12 and 2 with the win next week. Well, this week, I should say. That's big because in 4 years so far, the highest total has been 11 and 3. So that's big. We're going to have a new record holder for our, depending.
Don't throw me under the bus yet.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. But here's what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he's going to win, he's going to lose. I'm just saying he has right now the opportunity with a win this week to climb and take a record in our division.
Yeah, make a mark.
In our thing.
Yes.
Yeah. He could lose and then tie our world champion,
and
Kevin.
Still make King of Kings history because he's going to be marked as tied.
Yeah, he'll be marked.
Either way, he makes.
He'll be tied with Kevin for 11 and 3. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so this week will be big for you, Nuno. Try not to choke.
Okay, Brazilian All-Stars and the little coach. Wow.
Can I just say, I like Gary, don't get me wrong, but there's a little not professional, I'm sorry, there's a little personal thing going on with me and Gary this year, which we don't have to get into, but anyways, but it filled me with great joy to see him lose, professionally. But yeah, tell me, what did Gary do?
Well, Gary is QB, 41, great. Halu, 22, good. Frank Gore, 7. Calvin Johnson, 12. AJ Green, 21 again. Ken Winslow, 8. Michael Turner, 4. Ravens D, 24. Great numbers there. And Nick Folk with the clown type shoes, size 58, 14. Now tell us Sean's points.
Oh, I'll get to Sean in a second, but we're going to say it this way. Harry totaled up 153. Frank Gore putting up only 7. It's a disappointment. Michael Turner, only 4 points. Seriously, you couldn't get more than 40 yards rushing?
But still, a buck and a half. Still putting up 153 points.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying, but his running backs let him down. Like, his number 1 and number 2 running backs let him down.
Well.
And then you go over to Sean. Matthew Stafford, 40. Arian Foster with 24. Marshawn Lynch with 26.
He's
against
been
Philly.
Fire, dude.
Steve Johnson with 16. Michael Crabtree with 19. Jermichael Finley with 20. Ryan Matthews with 20. Chargers defense with 10. And Robbie Gould with 3. You know, he totaled up 181 to beat Gary.
Crabtree finally now is reaching the projections that ESPN's been giving him for 4 weeks.
Well, here's the thing with Michael Crabtree. He's overrated. I will say that right now. Mike Crabtree's overrated. He's never going to be the next Michael Irvin. He's not going to be the next Terrell Owens. And everybody who says that he's going to be the next big thing is out of their mind. The difference is Braylon Edwards came back a little bit healthy. He's been playing. Alex Smith he's actually starting to look like a good quarterback. God knows it's taken him I don't know how many years. But Alex Smith is finally coming on. And if Alex Smith stays the quarterback of the 49ers in the near future, Crabtree has the potential to put up big numbers. But yeah, that's how that worked.
Well, congratulations, Sean.
Now, we're going to get into the standings before we go into next week. We're going to get into the standings. Right now in the Young Nationals division, you got Nuno all by his lonesome up top, sitting there with a first round bye at 11-2. In second place, we have the North Dartmouth Disciples, 8-5. Right behind them, the Big Bad Bus at 7-6. And the Four Crowns World Champion, 9-2. Now, this is a big week for you in a lot of ways. If you beat Nuno, you know, you have a chance to, you know, keep Nuno from getting the record, and you put yourself up on Kenny. If you lose and Kenny wins, I'm not sure how, off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I should have been better prepared. I don't know how it works division-wise, what you guys have done division-wise.
We're tied.
Division record tied. So, in the case of a division record tie, I believe, I know our league manager would have to correct me on this.
Points.
I believe it goes for points for. Right now, who has the lead in points for?
He has 30 points on me.
So, a Steve loss, a Bus win, the Bus can go into second place. So it is very big this week in what's going down. But either way, even if you're in second or he's in third, the only thing that changes is the home field advantage.
Yes. Which
Because
came into play
no matter
a lot
what,
this season.
No matter what, you guys are going to be playing each other because Nuno has a bye. So no matter what, you know you're going to play him this week, and you're going to be playing him again next week.
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry, you're playing. I'm
Sure.
saying you already know that next week you're playing Kenny. You already know that. No matter what happens, next week it's you and Kenny in the playoffs to advance. But it's just who has the home field advantage is what's up for grabs this week for you.
Yes.
The best of the best division. Oh my God. It is such a cluster bleep. The coach at 6-1 is the division leader. In second place is me at 6-7. And then, I'm sorry, no. I'm not. I'm actually in third place. The little coach is in second place at 5-7-1. All right.
No, a win counts more than a tie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sorry. See, I'm all.
You're second, little coach is third, and the All-Stars went from first to last.
Yeah. Now, this week gets interesting because I look at it, it's me and the All-Stars.
Fighting for the wild card. No.
Well, here's the thing. Keith with a loss and me with a win.
Could eliminate his son.
I don't even know how. I'm looking at this now. Hold on, I'm confused. I'm confused. My brain hurts. Oh my God. I feel like I'm studying for the SATs.
If little coach and Gary loses.
Hold on. Help. Any of you people at home, if you can do your division, your long division, your X equals Y and all that crap, please call me because I'm confused.
Listen. Okay. Gary Machado with 5-8. Sean with 5-7-1. Now, if Keith beats Sean, it's going to put him at 5-8. And if Gary loses, it's going to put him...
No. If Keith wins,
yeah,
Keith will become 7-6-1.
Yeah. And Sean will become 5-8, which will be a game up from last.
Yeah. If Gary wins and Sean loses, Sean is eliminated from the playoffs.
Yes.
If I win, I beat Gary, he's automatically eliminated from the playoffs. It doesn't matter what happens with Sean. Gary will be eliminated if I beat Gary. If Keith beats Sean and Gary beats me, Gary will eliminate the little coach. Or did I already say that?
No, you didn't, but it's weird.
It's weird. It's for me, I'm like, wow. We talked all season about how anybody could beat anybody in the best of the best and how it was weird. It's a week before the playoffs, and we have no clear picture of what our playoffs will be.
Last week of the season, and you don't have nobody with a certain spot.
It's weird. Like for me, in order for me to get my first round bye, I need to win. I need Keith to lose. Keith loses, I win. I slide into first. I have a first round bye, and I'm a very happy person. But we'll get into all that right now because we have the Death Lords versus the Brazilian All-Stars. What do you think is going to happen in that matchup?
I see, contrary to the projections, if your team plays the way those bastards play every time they played me, I see you taking it by 10. But like I said, if Gary's team performs, I still see neck and neck. I can't pinpoint a winner there.
For me, I see me winning. I see that. I see me beating Gary. But I need my team to play better in general. I'm making a threat right now. And ESPN, whoever broadcasts this, I hope it reaches Carolina. I hope Cam Newton hears it. Cam Newton, you little bastard. Stop trying to go for the Russian record for touchdowns. Throw the damn ball to Steve Smith. That's why you kept him around for another season. Okay? I need Steve Smith to get some balls here. I need my team to play. Last week, nobody played for me. It was Tony Romo and Roddy White. And other than that, my entire team put up single digits. It was sad.
Yeah.
So I need that this week. Then we got the short circuit versus you. How do you see that playing out?
Well, I was pretty confident to give him a run for his money. But like I lost Forte. I don't see him smoking me like he did in the beginning of the season. I don't see that happening. I see a close game. Like again, I don't want to call nothing, man. I don't want to jinx myself. Do I want to beat him? So my spot in second place is more secure, which really it doesn't mean shit second or third place because it's still a one-game elimination. You know what I'm saying? I can finish second. I can finish third. I still gotta play the big bad bus to get by. It doesn't mean nothing if I win or lose. I can just stop him from setting a new record. That's all I can do. You know, or clinch second place if Kenny loses. But what it all comes down to is the first week of the playoffs, me against the bus.
So you're already pretty much just saying that Nuno's going to win.
I think he's going to beat me, yes.
I have to agree with that as much as I want to. We're going to have a record set this week. There will be, for the first time ever, a 12-2 team. And I think he will beat you. Maybe 10 points. But we'll see. Any given Sunday, I should have beat Keith. I was projected to beat Keith. I was supposed to beat Keith.
See,
and Keith spanked me by
projection,
107
yes,
points.
Projection's just a guideline.
That's it.
Okay? Whatever they do is what they do.
So
you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen.
We got right now also going?
We got the bus against the 4-crown world champ.
Here's my thing about Kevin's team. He's eliminated from the playoffs. He says he's been saying, I want to be a spoiler. Well, you're never going to get a better opportunity than you have right now. You know? You get bragging rights against your brother. And you get to give the disciples home field advantage. You know? Then that might be big because the way some of the games with Kenny go.
Hook me up with 3 points, boss man.
Kenny's games are never blow-ups. They're always pretty close. So yeah, 3 points is a big deal when you're playing Kenny.
Yeah.
Because Kenny's team consistently is there. Like, he's always neck and neck with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need a 3-point advantage.
Yes. So how do you see it? You see Kevin spoiling?
Oh yeah, I do. I see Cam Newton have another explosive game. I see Kevin's team beating the bus by a few points.
Well, I wouldn't sleep on Kevin's team neither. They just underperformed all year. But he has his roster is still great. You gotta say the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that one. Do I want Kenny to lose? Do I want Kevin to sport a nice spoiler as if he would put on his Firebird? Yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna predict any game. I'm just not. Moving on, we got father and son.
Oh. What every father wants to do. No, you don't want to do that.
Spank your son for Christmas. How dare you?
I will go out on a limb here and say that the little coach beats his old man in a very big win. And to add a little fire to that, Sean, I know it's your father. I know you might want to give him some charity and let him squeak by with a win. You hear me? It's on video.
I disagree.
Listen to me. You can blackmail me with it. It's on video. Everybody's going to see it in the league. You beat your dad. And I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you. I will give you for Christmas $100. $100 for beating your dad.
Now, what's that called? Bribery? Bounty on his dad's head?
Yeah.
What else you want to
That's
call
right.
it?
You heard it. You heard it here first. Live on television. And I don't care. You can call the cops. I'm putting a bounty on Keith's head. Sean, $100. Your mama don't give you $100. Your daddy sure as hell don't give you $100. I will give you $100. Free and clear. It won't be next week. But it'll be like down the road, like around Christmas. I'll give you $100. You beat your dad. You go, you study like you're studying for damn SATs. You go see every player's stat. You study and you just work, figure out who's playing who their backup is. You put the best possible team you can, and you beat your dad. You knock him out of first place. and I will give you $100.
Don't forget, Sean, you are a minor and your dad's going to take it and probably spend it on a nice meal on Mike. So, just whatever. So, if you do beat your dad and you get those $100, Keith's going to enjoy a fat ass steak on Mike.
I won't tell you that. I'll just hand it to you one day. There's a lot of parties that we go to together. I'll just slip it to you. You know, keep it on the down low. But I'll give you $100 if you beat your dad. All right, you're hearing it from me right now. I'll give you my. I can't. I don't have anything to write down. Again, I can't give you an IOU, but you're hearing it. It's on tape.
That's proof enough. You can't get any more technical than that.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
So, in other words, you know, he's pulling the infamous third base spot. Okay, who were you pulling?
I don't know, man. You'd have to refresh you on these at home.
Who got booted from National Baseball League for betting on his own team?
Oh yeah, but he was betting. He wasn't actually like headhunted. I want you to take your dad out. Listen to me. I want first place. All you gotta do is just beat your dad. It gives me first place. It keeps you in the playoffs. It knocks Gary out of the playoffs. Everybody's happy, and then you get to go play your father next week. And tell me that's not some screwed up shit.
Yeah,
He'd beat his father, and then he'd play his father next week. That makes good TV.
And fantasy, back-to-back wins against the same team, it's difficult because it's so unpredictable. It's like ridiculous unpredictable. You know what I mean? But that is the matchups for the final week of the regular season in the King of Kings League of Champions. Now, Mike, I wanted to ask you something coming from a manager's perspective. Okay? Now, what the league wants to know, what has been the talk up in the office there about the Keeper League situation?
Well, the Keeper League situation is like this. There's a poll put up a few weeks ago, and everybody saw it, to pick either 1, 2, 3, or your entire team that you draft next year. It's not this year's team. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
It's not your players you have this year. Don't everybody get all happy because you have great players. Like Keith's going to want Rob, Pawn Boy, and all that. No. The poll went up. I think 3 people voted for 2 players to keep. We're not sure how that's going to work out yet. How it works is this. If you decide on 2, you draft next year, and at the end of the season, you decide which 2 you want to keep. What Kevin wants to do is instead of having 1, 2, or 3 people, he wants to do a dynasty league. Now, for people who don't know what a dynasty league is, it is you draft a team 1 time.
Then you maintain it on season and off season.
So you draft your entire team, you play a whole season with that team, and then the following year, you still have that team. Now, the difference is, for you to improve that team, we'll have a smaller draft of like rookies, like the new rookies coming into the NFL.
Free agents.
A very small one, like maybe 2 or 3 guys. And for you to improve your team, it's by making trades. Which is something that our league rarely does. There's very few people that trade in our league. But it forces you to make a trade.
It forces you to maintain your team.
If you want to make your team better, you'd have to trade with somebody and get a player you really wanted. Like, it has its good points because it makes everybody work harder. It makes everybody think about their team more. The only problem I had with it was if you draft a really shitty team and like you're in last place, you're like 2-9-2 or something like that. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm just saying that's like the worst record this year. Kevin, I'm not saying your team is shitty. Don't get it twisted. I've been saying that a lot. I've been hanging around too many black people, I think. I don't know. But like if you draft a really shitty team and your team is horrible, and then like some of the players from that team go to other teams and those teams are even worse, you know, it sucks if you have a team that sucked, then you start off your year the next year with a team that sucked. It sucks for you. You can't do nothing with it.
Well, losing sucks in general. That's your problem.
Yeah, but I know that. What I'm saying is, so that's the only downside I see to it. Like if you're one of those people who drafted a shitty team, you're not going to want to play with that team next year. And then you're going to be crying about it. Why I drafted a shitty team? Why can't I redraft my team?
But, Mike, you're shutting out the options of making trades off-season.
Oh, no, I'm not saying. There is good points to it.
Yes.
There is good points to it. Like, it's more challenging.
Yes.
But the thing is, everybody has to agree on it. And I don't think everybody understands it. So, the thing is, we've been 4 years doing the show. There's been 4 champions. Like, not the show, but the league. 4 years. And this is the 5th year now. Things only change in this league when we want them to. Like, it's not just Kevin making a choice and, yeah, this is what I'm going to do and that's it. No. It's everybody. Kevin has an idea of what he wants to do. He puts a post.
And nobody...
Fill out the goddamn post. It's not hard.
Nobody puts their input. Kevin can't play guessing games. He's just trying to better the league. He wants to keep everybody happy.
I've been in, like, other fantasy leagues where nothing changes. It's the same shit every year. It's the same thing. The whole point of this, every year we try to come up with something new. Like the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks on ESPN standard scoring system, they score less points than the wide receivers do. You know? So we're like, you play your quarterback, the one guy is on your team, everybody else you have 2 or 3 people playing, you only play one quarterback. Why does he have the least amount of points of everybody? We upped the quarterback. You know, people wanted more players. They didn't want to spend as much money in free agency. We upped the bench spots. We added the IR slot. It's little things to make the league better. If you don't want to do the same thing every year and just be boring, we don't want this to be boring. That's why we started, you know, putting polls up for people to bid on and make comments on. We have the smack board. We have
the show now.
The show that we did. Like, you know, the show started out with just Kevin one day playing around on his laptop by himself.
Yeah. And
then we talked about, hey, why don't we do a show together? We'll just like a 2-man team. You know, we thought about it. I came up with the name Shotgun Sit Down. It stuck. Me and him started doing that on his laptop. Then Steve came in and looked at it and, hey, you know what? It's good on a laptop. It'd be better with a real camera. We started doing it with the camera. You know, ideas, things change. It's something that we put every week out there for you guys to watch and enjoy. Steve looked at it, wow, you know what, hey, it would be cool if we had one of those little scoreboards, something to put like graphics on. Steve started doing graphics for us. The whole point of it is to make the league better. You don't want to be in a boring league. You don't want to just come in, look at your team, put it in, and that's it. You want it to be fun. That's part of fantasy football.
And the fact that we finally got 8 teams that we know everyone.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying.
That's and for me, like, you want the league to be better. Like, you want this league to be a better league than all the other leagues that are around.
And Kevin has a million ideas with Mikey, and nobody answers. You know, how can he? And then if they make a decision that we don't like, whose fault is it? It's ours, because we didn't vote. You know, they constantly come up with new ideas, new ideas, new ideas. Now Kevin has this dynasty idea because he wants to make it more realistic, and he wants the managers and their teams to be more into it. You know what I'm saying? More hard working. You're working all year to maintain your team.
Here's my thing. It's not just about the money. Don't get me wrong, there's money at the end of the season, but you're not playing fantasy football for money. It's for fun. It's to have fun with it. Like, it's to take something that you like watching, football, and instead of just watching the Patriots all day long, you're rooting for all these other players because you have a team of players.
Yes.
You know, it gets you more into it. It's about it being fun. It's about friends being together, hanging out. Do we talk shit? Yes. Do we get a little emotional when we lose and stuff like that? Yeah. But it's supposed to be fun. It's not just about money. Okay?
What manager goes out of their way and tries, and we are in the process of creating a trophy, a King of Kings model stadium, plaques for the winners to take home. See, they give a shit, you know what I mean? We just got to show a little bit back.
My whole thing is this, like, if you guys want things to change in the league, we want it to be better. That's the whole point. That's why we added a talk show. That's why we went from a 15-minute talk show to a half-hour talk show to an hour-long talk show. That's why we do all the little things we do. It's to make the league better, make it more interesting. Not just for you to sign on for 2 seconds and then sign off.
And for you to watch and keep more informed, Mike, because you are laying out the news.
But here's the thing. Like, we have ideas we want to do to make the league better. You probably have ideas that you think would make the league better.
Bring it. You know
Guys,
what I'm
it
saying?
takes 2 seconds to call Kevin, call me. Hey, dude, let's sit down. Let's talk about next year's thing. Nobody votes on anything. You don't vote on polls. You guys, nobody goes on a computer. Okay, I never see Nuno. You know, I think he's typed it one time. He's like, "Yo, nigga." That was it. That was his message. That's the extent of Nuno talking on the league this season. Gary doesn't really say anything on the league. Kenny doesn't say anything on the league. Dudes, get involved. Like everybody, get involved.
Look at what this league's become.
Like
you know, you gotta give credit to these guys.
That's not about credit. Like I don't.
No, I'm saying how far it's come.
But here's my thing.
It's
my goal, and I don't like Kevin has his goals. I have my goal. My goal is that this league right here, the one I'm a part of right now, like I'm a part of this league, I'm a part of another league. I want this league to be one of the best leagues on ESPN.
Which it is to me.
For people to look at and be like, wow, that league is awesome. We should start. Other managers from other different types of leagues be like, hey, we should run our league like that league's being run. Because they have fun in that league. It's more than just playing your team every week. You guys got to leave input. You guys got to tell us, hey, we want to do this. We want to do that. You know, we have an idea on this. Dude, come and be a part of this show that we do it. Like, it's me and Kevin all the time. Steve rotates in. You know, Kevin's not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. You know, you get sick, whatever. Steve comes in.
But
hey, we do a 3-man crew. The other day we did a 3-man crew.
But out of all your invitations, Mikey, not one other team showed up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, I'm not saying you're gonna be an anchor. You're gonna be hosting. I ain't saying that. But come by. Leave a little video. Hey, if you don't want to come here, shit, we'll bring a laptop to you.
Or if you got your own, email it to Kevin.
Yeah.
And he'll post it.
We'll do a little interview for you right at your house, and then we'll
incorporate it into the show.
Put it into the show when we mix it, you know, and do editing. But like, you guys got to be more involved. It's not just playing for money. Like, you have an idea, you want, like, the trade deadline. We've played with the trade deadline for years. People wanted it to be pushed back. It got pushed back a little bit. Then this year, oh, nobody's made a trade yet. We want to push it back a little more. We pushed it back farther, and then when the trade was finally made, everybody was upset because one of the teams made the trade was eliminated or close to elimination from the playoffs. So fine, what week do you guys want to do a trade deadline? Week 7? Week 8? Which is halfway through our season? Let us know. If you have an idea, like anything to make this league better.
But that we are already very fortunate to be part of this league because there's a lot of shady leagues out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
And
like Maplewood's finest. Just saying.
And Kevin is competitive, but very open-minded. And
oh no, listen, he's lying his ass off. Kevin's a stuck-up. He's once he gets an idea in his head, it's just stuck there. You sometimes got to beat it out of him. But here's the thing. Kevin comes up with his ideas, and sometimes it's not that he wants to be a badass or he wants to be dude. Sometimes he says it. He's like, dude, I want it to be fun.
Yes.
He's like, hey, I'll talk shit about somebody, but when I talk shit about somebody, it's to get a reaction. Like when we talk shit on the show and we're like, oh, this guy is this guy's that. It's not that it's being personal.
It's to see if you actually come on.
It's to get you to be fired up and be like, that son of a bitch. Wait till I see him.
Yep. Hey, champ, here's a new poll. Ask them this week how many of the King of Kings teams have actually watched a complete show.
That's true. I wonder about that myself.
Ask them that, Kevin.
But for me, this league can only go so far by Kevin's ideas, can only go so far by my ideas. Everybody has to have a voice. Are we going to do exactly what you want us to do? No. Because if it's completely retarded, we won't do it. But we'll listen to it.
Of course.
But here's my thing. It only gets better if we all put our thing in. Because you know what? Some things that me and Kevin like, Nuno would hate. Some things that Nuno and Steve would like, Gary would hate.
But that's the thing about sitting down like men and actually talking about it.
The whole point is to make this league just the best league to be in. And of course, you want it. It's 8 right now because it's family. But would it be nice to have a 10-man league? Yeah. Would it be nice to? Well, 12 is a lot of work, but To have a 12-man league, yeah, it would be nice. But you gotta make people want to come in and be a part of it. Like, it's more than just, like I said, it's more than just putting your team in every week. It really is. I've said it like 4 times already.
Now, a lot of people say they don't have time to run their team. Now, picture the manager. He has to post everything. You've posted stuff.
Yeah.
Constantly reminding people, putting up polls, ideas, you know, and running a team.
You know, like Nuno, bro. You know, me and Nuno talk about the show. Nuno watches the show. He's commented on it. He's commented on stuff he's seen on the show. You know, me and Nuno, hey, I've asked him to come by. He just doesn't come by. Like, it'd be nice to get Nuno on the show. It'd be nice to get Sean on the show one day. It'd be nice to get different people on the show and be like, hey, let's do a little segment with you. Let's get everybody involved.
Like, if he does break the record, it'd be nice to have what he feels about his, like, to hear what he feels about his accomplishment. You know? Come in and tell us.
You know, it's like the point system. The point system, how we have it, it's good. I like the way the point system is now. Could there be something we could change? Yeah. The keeper league. If we want to do 2-man keeper league, and everybody needs to agree on it and say, yeah, you know what, next year when we draft, we'll keep 2 players. Or if people are interested in doing the dynasty league. But here's my thing. If you can't fill out a poll, then don't be upset when we make a decision and it's something you don't like. I'm telling everybody now, this is it. It's the last week of the season, and we're going to playoffs next week. Stop giving your ideas now for next year. Next year, tell us what you want to do, what you think we can change. Because you know what? Every time it's something, like the show. One person for 15 minutes, then it was a half-hour show with 2 people, then it was...
Now it's a full-blown setup.
Now it's set up. We got lighting. Look, we got lighting. Listen, I can take that camera off the stand right now and show you the lighting we have set up. It's just to make things better. It evolves. It's like people. They change, they get better, they get worse. But we need to say something. You need to have your voice in.
Like, you gotta
like
feel proud of your
we don't
league.
want a dictatorship. We don't want just Kevin making decisions on his own.
And he don't want that neither.
But everybody has to have a voice. And the thing is, like Kenny, you live in the same house with the guy. Yeah, you don't go on a computer. You don't have your own computer. You live in the same house. You can talk to your brother. Hey, what do you think about this?
He'll talk to you.
You know, the guy stays with this guy on the phone for 3 hours talking about fantasy. He calls me at weird times to talk about fantasy. You know, it's just to have fun. Like, everything's good, but we want to be better. Next year, we want a different setup. You know, maybe we'll have a little whiteboard in the back. You know, what do you call that? The white screen that you can make graphics off of. We want to change things up. Do we always want it to be in the same location? No, we want to go to different locations. For me, I'd love to do, in the summertime, like September, October, before it gets too cold, I'd love to do the show outside one day, in somebody's yard, or even at a park, something, just so people walking by can see.
Like the pregame show at the Red Sox.
You know, just
they're sitting outside. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, 8 people right now. 8 people are members of this league. 8 people should care what happens to it. You guys should care next year what happens in this league.
Take pride in what you're involved in. You know, the people that run it give a shit. And you're part of it. You know what I'm saying? We all trust each other. You know what I'm saying? As far as a full league. You know? Yeah. Just show the same pride that everyone else shows. Be proud that you're running your own little team and you're actually competing for something.
So here's the deal. It's the last week of regular season. We're playoff bound. Next year, big changes are coming. So you want to be a part of the changes? Let me know. Let Kevin know. Hey, we'll come up with new ideas. Because the new ideas are always the best ideas. So, for me, DJ Mikey P. And yes, I'm finally getting used to that name. And because I used to hate it. Finally getting used to it. This is DJ Mikey P saying, hey, good luck to everybody. And we'll see you in the playoffs.
Stevie from the Disciples, good luck everybody. From the last week of the regular seasons, KOK. And we'll see you in the playoff edition.
That's it.
We signing off. King of Kings, League of Champions, shotgun, sit down.
Let's go get a beer.
Yeah, let's do this. Peace.